Hey guys, what's up? It's iPhone here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Tenora in Warframe. This is Octavia's signature primary weapon. It is a fully automatic crit rifle that also has a semi-automatic mode, more like a charge shot. It doesn't actually swap firing mode, so to speak. It's just like a charge shot that consumes 10 ammo per shot. It's a pretty good rifle, and if you've watched any other like crit rifle build on YouTube, then you're gonna have a good idea on how to build this weapon. But let's talk about the build that I'm running as of right now before I start demonstrating the type of or the amount of damage that it can deal. Right, so we've got Serration on here for damage, split chamber for multi-shot, Prime Beam of Corrupted to deal 2.4 times bonus damage with our slash procs versus the Corrupted faction. Of course, you're going to swap this out depending on the faction you're going against. I've got Vital Sense on here for critical damage, Point Strike for our critical chance, Rhyme Rounds and Malignant Force for our status chance and to make viral. Then 100 munitions on here for our 30% chance to apply slash procs on critical hits, right? So, you know, it's just your normal viral being 100 munitions build that I show off in literally every single rifle build guide, right? Like hybrid builds are sort of the meta right now. They always sort of were the meta. It's just people didn't really understand how they worked. But now that viral is by far one of the best status effects in the game, or best damage types in the game, well, then everybody's running this type of build. So yeah, finally people are taking what I say seriously in videos. It's crazy. But yeah, so this is the build that I'm going to be running my initial demonstrations on, and I've got other builds to show you guys here, which are going to be more like beginner friendly builds if you want to stay around to see those. But this would be the build that I would recommend going for to make this weapon like as good as it can be, right? So we're going to be shooting level 110 Corrupted Heavy Gunners. The ones that I've got spawning right now, they're level 165, just because I was doing a little bit of my own testing before we jumped into this. But for your normal star chart content, the stuff that you're going to be doing on a daily basis, like your Kuva Liches and your sorties and stuff like that, well, you're not going to go over level 110. So this is sort of a good test to, you know, see how effective this weapon could be in the type of content that you would be doing. If you're going past this level, then you're doing endurance runs, which the majority of the people in the game don't really do at the minute. But even then, this would still be the type of run, or still be the type of build that I would run in that type of mission, right? So let's go ahead and demonstrate the, wait, they're still on level 165. I didn't change it. Derp, 1 derp per video. Let's bring that back. Kill enemies. I'll talk myself through it here. Level 110. And heavy gunner, spawn in, 20, simulate. There we go. That's better. So let's first demonstrate the fully automatic. So here you go. What we're really looking out for here is the amount of viral procs that we're proccing, and also the amount of damage over time our slash procs are dealing. So you see with that first enemy that I killed there, I was able to get him down to half health and then stop shooting, and then he just sort of bled out. So if I just hold down left click, he'll die a lot faster, but of course we use a lot more ammo. And the reason that he dies a lot faster is of course because we're applying a lot more slash procs, we're just dealing more damage over time. So your procs sort of seem like one big proc, if that makes sense. So just a lot more DPS, right? So just apply a ton of slash procs and then the guy dies. So let's go ahead and use the alt fire now. So the alt fire, it consumes 10 ammo per shot, but it's one bullet that deals a decent amount of damage. With this build in particular, we are relying on, of course, getting that slash proc to go off as well as our viral proc at the same time to get the maximum amount of damage from this one shot. So like on slow fire rate weapons, this build isn't that good, but it is devastating. I almost said devastating. It is devastating whenever you manage to land both the viral and the slash proc. But again, it's totally up to chance at that point. So let's just go ahead and see if we can get lucky. So we got our slash proc right there. And as you can see, we're taking big chunks at the enemy's health. It just took one shot to kill that guy. If I were to get the slash proc and the viral proc, that guy would die a lot faster. So, you know, you have to be really lucky to get that, but you know, as you can see, it's pretty consistent with the slash procs that we're getting here. So just keep on firing. There's another one. Awesome. You can stack another one on top of that, deal even more damage, more DPS. Got unlucky there. There's a slash proc and a puncture. There's another slash proc applied. No viral proc yet, unfortunately. We'll get one eventually, I swear. I promise we'll get one. Come on, game. You can give me a viral proc. So the viral proc or the status chance isn't super reliable, and it's better using the fully automatic mode to get that. But you can see that the slash procs are of course pretty consistent. Oh, there we go. So you see how much health that took? So he did get the viral proc on there, but there we go. That was a big chunk of health, so we eventually got it. But it does deal a lot of damage, as you can see. So it's really crazy whenever you do get the viral and the slash one at the same time. And of course, going fully automatic, it doesn't really even matter that much because you're gonna apply both the slash and the viral at the same time regardless, as long as you hold down left click. So the only other thing that I can really say for this build is make sure that you're holding down left click on the enemy's head, because you want to get that headshot multiplier in there, so you're dealing the most amount of damage with every single individual shot. That should just go without saying, honestly. But with that out of the way, that is the build that I would recommend that you go for if you're trying to make an end-game Tenora. The next two builds, this would be your raw crit build. This would be the type of build that I would go for if you are a newer player coming to the game and you just want a weapon that deals damage, right? Like you just want to deal damage and kill your star chart level enemies, and you know, you're looking for a build to go for. This would be the build that I would go for. So it's more or less the same, except we're not building for viral and we're not using Hunt Munitions or a beam mod. So we've got Serration, Split Chamber, Battle Sense, Point Strike. Then we have our free elemental mod. So this is just to get the most amount of damage out of every single shot. And then we have a flex mod on here. So you can throw whatever you want into the slot right here. I like Prime Shred. I like Bladed Rounds. I like a beam mod. It's entirely up to you. It has to be a Prime beam mod. You can't go and throw on like a regular beam of Grenier or something like that, because it's just not going to give you a lot of damage. So Prime Shred is honestly what I'd recommend, or Bladed Rounds if you have access to it. You can even use normal Shred, which you get from Nightmare missions as well, and then that would be totally fine as well. But I'm just going to go ahead and demonstrate with Prime Shred in today's video. I've also got Vigilante Supplies on here, and that's just to get a little bit more ammo back from enemy drops, and it's got 5% chance to enhance critical hits from primary weapons as well. So if you get that enhanced critical hit, well then that's good, because you're going to be dealing more damage too. So awesome. So let's just go ahead and spawn in more enemies, and we'll do full auto. Of course, because we're running Prime Shred, we've also got Punch Free here, so I'm going to be shooting through the enemies as well. So you seen that orange crit there? That's because of our Vigilante Supplies, and you can see that we're still dealing really good damage to these guys despite not running a viral Hunt Munitions build. But of course you can see that our slash procs aren't dealing nearly as much damage as they were, and you're more reliant on the fact that you're stripping away the enemy armor with both the corrosive and the heat procs, and then just the bonus damage that you're getting from both the corrosive and heat. These guys take 75% bonus corrosive damage and 25% bonus heat damage, so you know, it's just about throwing on the correct elements for the enemies that you're going up against. So keep that in mind whenever it comes to modding all of your weapons, not just the Tenora. So yeah, we deal a good amount of damage. So let's just go ahead and demonstrate the charge shot now. So you charge up a lot faster as well because you've got your Prime Shred on, which is good, so you can get more shots off. There's two enemies inside one another there. That was a big slash proc too. Lots of damage. And of course, you're just getting these shots off a lot faster because of the Prime Shred, which is always nice as well. So if you just want to like one tap an enemy across map or something, and he's low enough level to one tap, well then you can do so. So that was that build, and then we've also got this status crit hybrid build that you might want to go for if you don't want to forma as much. I've seen a lot of people do that. So again, it's more or less the same thing as the raw crit build, except I've swapped out the 90% elemental damage mods for the 60% elemental damage mods, giving us the status chance as well. So it's still corrosive damage and heat damage, but we're just, you know, getting 30% less in each element, but then getting 60% status in the trade-off. And again, Bladed Rounds, Prime Shred, I guess because I showed Prime Shred in the last example, I'll show Prime Shred in this example as well. So there that is. And then if I go and I put on my Vigilante Supplies again, by typing it in, I've got this one. So the rank of the Vigilante Supplies, I actually can't fit that. Oh, the slot is reserved for Exilus mods. That's Vigilante Offensive. There we go. I was dragging it over, it's because they're both gold. But yeah, it doesn't really matter if this is ranked up or not, because you're still going to be getting that 5% chance to enhance critical hits from primary weapons. You just have to be using other vigilante mods to increase that bonus. So, you know, if you want to run other vigilante mods, that's entirely up to you, but I would recommend just running vigilante supplies, because you're going to get the most burst DPS this way by running like full damage mods on your build, if that makes sense. So yeah, don't worry about trying to get that that effect up, because like 5% with the amount of bullets that you're going to be shooting is totally okay. So let's just go ahead, hold down left click. You can see that we're like taking away the enemy's armor really fast, and we're actually killing them, I would say, a lot quicker this time around, because we're just, you know, stripping the armor a lot quicker as well. So there's the alt fire. So I quite like this build. There's no reason, honestly, not to run it, especially if you're a newer player, because this is going to save you a lot of forma. You can run this type of build on pretty much any crit rifle that has decent crit and decent status. So, you know, and of course, replace your prime shred for your regular shred. Firing through the enemies here, fire at head height, you deal a ton of damage. So the Tenora is a pretty fun weapon. I really like it. I believe it's a market weapon, so you don't really have to put in that much blood, sweat, and tears to get it either. And it's honestly fun. It's like a shitty minigun, right? It's got 150 bullets in a magazine. It kills enemies fast, and honestly, you don't have to invest too much forma into it. So it's a great weapon. I really enjoy using it. Let me know what you guys think of the weapon in the comment section below. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe for more Warframe content, and I will see you guys in the next one.